subscribe. Stallions Twisted Tales.
Storytime Productions.
Hello, my friends. Here's another set of demon stories. Watch to the end. Got crazy info you don't want to miss. Enjoy. In the heart of the city, beneath the bustling streets, lay an intricate network of tunnels. These dark and eerie subterranean paths served as the veins that pumped life into the metropolis above. The subway system, with its endless labyrinth of tracks and platforms, became a breeding ground for tales of mystery and fear. Amongst the countless commuters who journeyed through the city's arteries, none could have predicted the terror that awaited them beneath the surface. It was said that a creature lurked within the depths of the subway system, an abomination born from the shadows themselves. Reports of strange occurrences had begun to spread like wildfire, leaving the urban legend to take root deep within the minds of the citizens. Whispers of missing persons and inexplicable sounds echoed through the gossip-ridden alleys. The story spoke of a creature with gnarled limbs and glowing red eyes that hunted late at night when the subway was shrouded in darkness and silence. Those unfortunate enough to encounter it would vanish without a trace, their presence reduced to nothing more than a haunting memory. One stormy evening, as the rain poured down relentlessly, a young woman named Sarah found herself alone on the platform of a desolate subway station. Her heart raced as she clutched her belongings tightly, the sense of unease settling deep within her bones. The dim, flickering lights offered minimal solace as she waited for her train to arrive. Minutes stretched into an eternity, and anxiety gnawed at Sarah's nerves. Just as despair began to take hold, the distant sound of approaching footsteps shattered the silence. Relief washed over her as she saw the familiar glow of headlights peeking through the tunnels, a sign that her escape from this eerie place was finally at hand. But as the train arrived, something felt undeniably wrong. The doors opened slowly, revealing a dimly lit carriage that seemed devoid of life. Sarah cautiously boarded, her instincts on high alert. The doors hissed shut behind her, and she found herself surrounded by an ominous emptiness that unsettled her to the core. The train jerked into motion, lurching forward with a sudden ferocity that sent Sarah stumbling backward. Panic surged through her veins as she realized she was trapped, hurtling into the unknown abyss of the subway system. The flickering lights cast eerie shadows across the carriage, revealing the worn and weathered faces of the few remaining passengers. Their hollow eyes avoided any contact, their fear palpable even in the dim glow. Whispers floated through the air, but no one dared to break the heavy silence. As the train screeched to a halt at an unfamiliar station bathed in darkness, fear gripped Sarah's soul. The doors opened hesitantly, revealing nothing but an empty platform stretched out before her. Something compelled her to step out despite the lingering apprehension. Upon setting foot on the platform, Sarah felt a chill crawl up her spine. The air grew heavy with malevolence, and the unmistakable sound of unhinged laughter echoed through the shadows. It was then that she caught a glimpse of it, the creature that haunted the depths of the subway. With each step it took, the creature's long, sinewy limbs seemed to elongate impossibly, its razor-sharp claws scraping against the tiled floor. Its grotesque form was nothing short of nightmarish, its glowing red eyes fixated on Sarah as if it could taste her fear. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as the creature advanced, its unearthly growls reverberating through the station. Drenched in terror, she stumbled backward, desperate to escape the impending doom. But with each passing moment, the subway station seemed to warp and twist, trapping her within its inescapable grasp. As the creature elongated forward, Sarah's final screams were swallowed by the darkness. The shadows within the subway whispered their victory, leaving behind nothing but an empty platform and a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked beneath the city. From that night on, the legend of the creature in the subway grew, as did the fear that gripped the hearts of those who dared to venture underground. The subway stations became silent tombs, their halls haunted by the lingering presence of those who had fallen victim to the darkness. And so the warning was passed down from generation to generation. a cautionary tale to remain vigilant, to never take for granted the safe embrace of daylight. For unbeknownst to most, the sinister creature in the subway awaited its next victim, forever hungry for the taste of human fear.
Benny and Jazz had always been fascinated by urban exploration. The thrill of venturing into abandoned buildings where the echoes of forgotten secrets whispered in the darkness appealed to their adventurous spirits. One fateful night, they stumbled upon an old building that seemed to call out to them. Standing tall in the heart of the city, the derelict structure loomed like a shadow from a forgotten era. Its windows were shattered, and ivy had claimed the decaying walls. Benny and Jazz eagerly made their way inside flashlight beams slicing through the thick darkness. As they ascended to the top floor, their excitement along with uneasiness. The floorboards creaked beneath their feet as if letting all know of their presence. Ignoring the warning signs, they pushed open a decrepit door, revealing a room bathed in eerie moonlight. The room appeared untouched by time, frozen in a surreal tableau. In the center stood an ancient mirror, reflecting a distorted version of reality. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, sending shivers down their spines. Unbeknownst to them, this reflection hid a portal to a realm of unimaginable terror. Curiosity fueled their daring hearts, leading them towards the mirror. Without a second thought, they stepped through their bodies, passing into the looking glass like ghosts, fading into the abyss. Suddenly, silence engulfed them, and they found themselves plummeting into darkness. When Benny and Jazz landed, they discovered themselves in a nightmarish hellscape. The air was acrid with the stench of brimstone, and the ground quivered beneath their feet. Demonic creatures roamed the twisted landscape, their eyes gleaming with malevolence. With hearts pounding, Benny and Jazz made a run for it, seeking a way back to the portal. The snarls of demonic entities echoed through the night as they raced through the monstrous terrain. They stumbled upon a dilapidated structure, a haven from the torment that surrounded them. Inside, they found a dimly lit room, its decaying walls offering a flimsy shield against the horrors outside. They huddled together, desperately, trying to catch their breaths, as the terrifying, nightmarish creatures prowled outside their claws, scraping against the walls. Time passed like an eternity, and the sense of hopelessness settled over Benny and Jazz. Their dream of urban exploration had turned into a living nightmare. However, they realized that if they were to survive, they needed to gather their strength and fight back. Equipped with makeshift weapons fashioned from the debris, they cautiously ventured out of their refuge. Each step was fraught with peril as they evaded the relentless demons. Benny and Jazz utilized their wit and agility, maneuvering through the twisted landscape while staying one step ahead of their adversaries. Days turned into weeks as Benny and Jazz learned the demons' patterns and weaknesses. They realized that a symbol etched on the mirror could act as a reverse portal, a way to escape the hellish dimension. With newfound determination, they mustered all their courage and embarked on a treacherous journey back to the mirror. Battles ensued, Benny and Jazz desperately grappling with the demons fighting for their lives. The screams of agony and triumphant roars blended into a symphony of desperation as they made their way toward the portal. Finally, battered and weary, they reached the mirror. With trembling hands, they etched the symbol into its surface, shattering the barrier and creating a path back to Earth. They took one last look at the nightmarish dimension they had survived and hurled themselves through the portal. Time seemed to blur as they landed back in the room they had entered earlier. Trembling with relief, they collapsed onto the dusty floor, their bodies finally free from the clutches of hell. The adrenaline subsided, replaced by a profound sense of gratitude for having made it back alive. Benny and Jazz walked away from that old building, forever changed their love for urban exploration, tempered by the harrowing experience they had endured. The memory of the demons and the nightmarish realm lingered, a haunting reminder of the thin veil that separates us from the horrors that lie beneath.
In a small, unsuspecting town, the annual fair brought joy and laughter to its residents. Colorful tents, thrilling rides, and delicious treats filled the air. But lurking beneath the veneer of cheerfulness was a sinister presence that would shatter the illusion of innocence. Enter Mr. Carnage, the malevolent clown who emerged from the shadows of the fairgrounds. With his grotesque face paint and maniacal laughter, he enchanted unsuspecting children and adults alike. But his true intentions were far from entertaining. As night fell upon the fair, the atmosphere shifted. The once vibrant lights dimmed, leaving only a cold, haunting glow. Mr. Carnage ventured into the depths of the fairgrounds, seeking his prey. His insatiable hunger drove him to commit unspeakable acts of violence and horror. With each victim he claimed, Mr. Carnage reveled in their terror. He lured them with false promises of joy, only to unleash his sadistic tendencies upon their unsuspecting souls. His razor-sharp teeth tore into their flesh, relishing the taste of their fear and pain. The town's residents grew increasingly suspicious of the disappearances, but their worst nightmares were yet to come. Mr. Carnage, the embodiment of evil, continued to stalk his victims, leaving behind a trail of mutilated bodies and shattered innocence. One by one, the fairgoers fell victim to his malevolent whims. Their pleas for mercy went unheard as their lives were consumed by the darkness that resided within Mr. Carnage. The once joyous fairgrounds became a haunting graveyard, a testament to the horrors that unfolded. As the town's authorities finally realized the true nature of the clown, they launched a desperate hunt to capture Mr. Carnage and put an end to his reign of terror. But the malevolent clown proved to be a cunning adversary, always one step ahead. In a final climactic showdown, the town rallied together, armed with courage and desperation. They confronted Mr. Carnage in a harrowing battle of good versus evil. The clash was brutal, with lives lost and blood spilled. But in the end, the town emerged victorious. Mr. Carnage, the malevolent clown, was defeated, his reign of terror finally put to rest. The fairgrounds, once a place of joy and laughter, now stood as a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath a smiling facade. I wouldn't want to run into a demon that's scary shit, but now that I think about it, I think I already have. Anyway. Subscribe if you have not already, and smash those like buttons for me, and share on social media, and anywhere and everywhere. It is much appreciated. And watch for my next ones coming. It's gonna be creepy dolls and gnomes and stuff. Until next time, my friends, I will see you on the dark side. Sweet nightmares.